Hello out there in the Facebook and TikTok universe. Yes, DJ Bone. About to go live here in a second on the radio. Just got to set up. You hear me about a second. Here we go. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Thursday. It is January 29th, and it's time, folks, for the No Bones About It show here on WIXQ 91.7 The Ville. Yes, folks, hello, welcome. Hope you all are doing great today. So, folks, I have been a busy one. Well, I'm busy, but I hope you all are doing well and staying safe, folks, because, hey, that snow was out there, so yeah, hey, we made it. I'm here. We did have to, I think, cancel a day and a half at our university here. As I said, we are WIXQ, Millsville University radio station, out of Lancaster, PA, folks. Hey, it's over by Philly, if you don't know. But yes, definitely we didn't get anywhere near as much as what they said, which we'll go into more details about because, folks, trust me, I got a lot to say about that. So yeah, we'll talk that. We do go to address, I know last week we talked a bit about football, about the firing, letting the Mike Tomlin leaving from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we'll talk about that. We will talk some college football as well. Hey, you know what? We got to look a little bit in wrestling history, folks, for January 29th. So we'll look at any of the notable things that happened on January 29th in the World Wrestling Entertainment Arena. We'll do that. We'll look at some recent news stories. We will pause at 3:30 for a Bigfoot cause, folks. So, hey, that is our show for today. But like it always, hey, you have a song you want to request. I don't have a specific list. I have songs I'm going to play. But you know what? Since I don't have a theme going, let me know, folks. Give me a call in the studio, 717-871-7075. Let me know what you want to hear. Or put in a request in at 917theville.com. Like I said, I've got songs, and I'll always play songs because I'm a DJ. I like music, but I want to hear from you all out there in the No Bones About It universe. So yes, you all tell me what it is that you want to hear because I like that. I love it. I want some more of it. As I said, I'm still getting set up, so let's do this. Let me get a song ready queued to go because, like I said, I need some more time to set up. Need to get things ready to go so we can start talking on our topics today. We are set up on the station, on the TikTok, DJ Bones 2K, on the Facebook, No Bones About It Show. Again, folks, always listen to the music at 917theville.com or stream us on the TuneIn or Radio FX app. But I know some of you want to chat with me in the studio, and if you want to, then yeah, jump on the Facebook, jump on the TikTok, but you can't hear the music when you do that. So, you know, it's a trade-off. It's your decision to make, folks. As long as you're supporting WIXQ, that's all I care about. So, let's do this. Let's get started on our first song of the day because, hey, you know what? For some people, snow day is a bad day. For others, it's just an okay day. But for today, it's a bad day. And so, here it is, Fuel, Bad Day, here on No Bones About It Show, folks. Keep on listening. Keep on supporting WIX. Don't forget that Q, 917 FM, Radical Renowned, and Real College Radio. There we go, folks. Playing our first song, Fuel, Bad Day. You're going to see me get up here because I got to move some things around. But hey, I hope you're all doing a great day today. Again, I'm just going to move around. I got to set some things up, but that's what we do in the studio. Oh, but yes, folks, it's been a good day. Well, it's been an okay day. I've had some fun, not so much fun. I get riled up pretty easily. And trust me, some people got me riled up today at work. Okay, here I come. Here we go, folks. I am back. I know, I just did a whole around the world for you all. There you go. I'm wearing, see, this is a different hat than usual, folks. It is colder out. I will say this hat is very warm. It may be too warm. I'm somebody who, as long as I'm not, frozen solid to the sidewalk, I don't want to be dressed too heavily. I like to be a little bit cold. I like to be able to fight to move around. You can't when you're all, I got a new jacket, so yes, shout out to my dad for the jackets. But it's too fancy. I don't know. It might be too fancy for me, folks. I'm not a fancy person. I'm a dress because that's how I am kind of person. And we like that. Good guitar solo going on right now. Again, right now we're playing Fuel, Bad Day again. Great song. Well, let's get some songs going here. Okay. Like I said, we're loading some songs up here. And push me up. I really do like Fuel. There's been more Fuel songs I didn't realize I liked. There's quite a few I like, folks. Had a bad day again, folks. It's a good song. Fuel, Bad Day. Even if you're having a good day, it's still a good song. Yes, folks, had a bad day. Almost done. We'll be ready in about 20 seconds to go back live on the air. Again, give a shout out to everybody out there who was working, plowing snow. Hey, it's not easy, folks. A lot of snow out there. I tried to eat as much as I could. I couldn't do it. Yes, folks, had a bad day. Fuel here on the No Bones About Show. Probably one of my favorite Fuel songs. I know a lot of people probably say it's their most poppy song. I don't know. I like the song. It's simple. Though I will say probably my favorite Fuel song used to be Hemorrhage. But I will say it's probably Bittersweet now. I really do like the song Bittersweet. And I forgot it was by Fuel because when it came out, I was 11. So I heard the song all the time. I just didn't realize it was them. Bittersweet, a bittersweet. Yeah, so I really do like that song. Falls on Me is a good song. Fuel's got a good few songs. And so, hey, you get a chance, check them out. I believe they're still touring. I haven't really heard much about Fuel lately. But like I said, I really like the singer. I thought he always had a good voice. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. But if you're listening to me, hey, come on the show. Let's talk. We have a local concert venue, Fan of Power. We can do a show over there. I like it. You all like it. But yes, folks, let's talk a little bit about snow. It was a snow day. It was a snow weekend. Man, this hat I'm wearing is too hot, folks. Like I said, I keep my head shaved nowadays. And I bought this fancy hat a few years ago. And it is very, fancy. And it's very warm. But it's too warm. And I don't like it. I want a hat that just keeps me from freezing. But I don't want to be, warm. I want to be like Dentine ice. Nothing is cooler than ice. At least from my perspective. But yeah, so we had our snow, and this is what I always laugh about. I know I've talked about it before. I believe a friend of mine went to Aldi because they were starting to get stuff on Thursday. I was supposed to go out and get some things Thursday because I really don't keep a lot of food. I eat on campus. I eat here. And so I don't do too much cooking. Definitely keep a few frozen pizzas out and about. And so I really didn't have too much. But again, I didn't expect to be snowed in. And my friend Allie, she went to Aldi, and she was like, people were picking through everything. And then when I did end up going to Aldi on Saturday, I believe I got everything, but all the water was out. And this I'll never understand. Again, folks, maybe because I didn't grow up drinking water, I drink pop. So I didn't just drink water. I had to be forced to drink water. Even now, folks, you'll see me if you're watching on the lives. I don't know where my water bottle went, but I do have a water bottle around here somewhere. And I do drink from it now and then. But I don't really like it. I do it because I'm telling myself to do it. Yes, that's me reaching for it. If you hear me moving in the background, I did find it. So I really don't like water. So I don't get buying all the water. And if you're going to get snowed in, you have snow. Snow, yes, while mostly air, is also going to be turned into water. If you need water, it just melts some of the snow. So I guess I don't really understand the point of grabbing all these water bottles when literally there is snow. Just eat the snow. I don't know. That's just my perspective on the Snowgate matter. Did I believe that we would actually get that much? No, because I don't believe, sorry meteorologist friends out there, but, a profession that's wrong a lot, I just don't buy it. So many times, I remember times I'd be walking outside, and my weather app would say, no precipitation, clear skies, and it's literally raining on me while it says that. So I've really lost a lot of faith in that. Plus, we should know the weather better. I don't know. You've heard me complain about the fact that we should be able to blow up the weather. And no, folks, I'm not saying, drop a nuclear bomb in the sky. But we should be able to, push it one way. Or shoot up a missile and heat up the sky. So, yes, it would snow all at one time. It'd be done in, 5 minutes. Yes, a lot would come down at one time. And it would be water mostly because I'm assuming it would evaporate the snow and turn it to just water molecules. I like the idea of it. Yes, I may have got the idea from Sharknado movies on sci-fi, but you know what? Hey, I like sharks and I like tornadoes. Shout out to Grace because she's down there studying the weather, and she got to go to Oklahoma and didn't get to see a tornado though, but she got me a little boot that says Oklahoma on it, so I appreciate it. Let me tell you, I'm still, the movie Twister freaked me out because I was, for some reason, really freaked out. We were going to get a tornado. I was going to lose all my stuff. I don't want to lose my cards. I still have my cards. They're in my apartment right now. But yeah, I figured the weather wouldn't be as bad. But like I said, I did go out. I did get a few things. We encourage students to, go home because, I don't know, I guess I'd rather be home than locked, somewhere in a hall or apartment somewhere by myself. But that's just me. But a lot of people stayed. Saturday, like I said, was pretty quiet. A lot of people did stock up, I said, on food. I got a few items. I usually keep my car a half tank of gas, so I was good with that, though, folks. Yes, don't let your car get bad. If you get your car really low, water's going to get in the line. That's going to ruin it. So please, in the winter, don't let your car get that low, especially like below a quarter of a tank. I freak out if I hit a half a tank. And I was telling people a story earlier. It's because of my mom and stepdad Tim, because they always played the game of nobody wanted to pump gas, so we'll wait to see how long we can go. I remember my so I just finished my freshman year at college, and so I was back home working at my high school job. Giant Eagle takes a giant to make life simple, so I was working there. And at the time, we were all just sharing two vehicles, and I was just, about to end the day, and I was waiting for my mom to come, and then all of a sudden, I didn't have a cell phone yet, but I got a call, I believe, at the... Oh, no, actually, she walked in. I was like, you ready to go? And she said, no, I ran out of gas. Now, we lived about a mile away from there. So I'm like, how did we run out of gas driving a mile? But okay. So she called Tim, and Tim runs out of gas coming to get us to get gas. It was... So from that point on, I was like, I'm never doing that. If I had to have to take a gas, I start freaking out. And yes, folks, I'm also... I don't like the speed. Yes, my brother will tell you that I did get pulled over for going too slow. If I did argue with the officer that I was going quicker than he said, but my brother did back up and say, yes, officer, he was going over 30 because he started hyperventilating. It's true. I'm not a quick driver, folks. And you know why? I'll tell you it's because I don't trust you all out there driving. I trust myself, but I don't trust you all speeders out there just jumping in and out of lanes, things like that. Ooh, that's not going to be good. So, sorry, I got an update on the old phone there. Yes, folks, again, I do work. It's not my full-time job. This is my little break during the day. So sometimes I get messages and I got to respond to them or look at them on my phone. But yeah, again, weather. I think it first started snowing like 1 o'clock Sunday morning. But I wasn't sleeping real well, so when I got up at 6, I was like, okay. I was like, I'm going to start filming my day. And so I did film it a few segments for the Instagram DJ Bones. And so at 6, 9, and 12, again, I did get up. So at 6, we had 2 inches. 9, it was around 5-something inches. At noon, it was about 8 inches. And during that time, yes, I did wipe my car. I was being much better. I'm not going to lie, folks. A few years ago, I remember a snowstorm. Like, I didn't even wipe my car for like 5 days because I knew I wasn't going anywhere. And I'm surprised. I had my original car battery for like 15 years. And then it just died one day in the summer. It was very sad. I thought it would go in the winter, but I would let that car not move for weeks at a time. I won't do that anymore. I have learned my lesson. I've learned my way of life. So I was prepared. So yes, I did shovel my car, but it was a lot of, I think it ended up 9 inches of snow is what I measured because our weather turned to sleet around noon. And it did that probably till about 10 o'clock later that night. When I got up again Monday morning at 7, it wasn't snowing anymore. So, was it the 20-something inches we were being told? No. Which, again, I didn't buy it. And I'll tell you, I don't know what we would have done if we did get 24 inches because people were struggling getting out of 9 inches. So, but we'll go into more details. But again, that's just a little story of my weather history. Again, also because I was shoveling every time, I didn't let it get sleet on it. Because yes, folks, if you have 9 inches of snow, it's one thing. If you let sleet get on that 9 inches of snow, now it's hard to snow and it's not as easy to pick up. I did the yellow rabbit. There was a rabbit hiding underneath my car. I didn't want it to burrow inside my car, so I did tell him, dude, you got to go back to your home. So he did leave. But hey, the car started up. I wasn't stuck in my spot. So overall, like I said, I did well. I enjoyed a delicious stromboli at our friends. Yes, folks, a sugar bowl get full of the bowl, so they got me a stromboli. I was happy about that. So for my end of things, it was fine. But luckily, I don't have to drive to work. Knock on wood. Yes, folks, knock on wood. I don't like driving to work. So there you go. But we'll go into more details as we go on through the day. But let's get another song going, because I love some music. And let's do this, folks. Let's do a little Sublime. Yes, I think I said before, but yeah, Sublime is back. And let me tell you, I'm so happy. I enjoyed the first, Sublime album. I was 10 when it came out, and a lot of the songs were probably definitely not songs for me as a 10-year-old to hear. But they've done it right, because they've literally replaced their lead singer with his son. His son looks like him. He sounds like him. And this single that they released sounds like it could have came from 1996. So I am very excited, very happy for Sublime. I'm happy to see, because I felt bad. It would really, to get ready to really hit it big, you're releasing your debut album, your lead singer passes away. Crushing blow. And, they really didn't recover from that. But now they're back. And they're with his son, with Bradley's son. And I'm very happy for it. So here you go, folks. If you haven't heard it by now, I hope you have, because it's a great song. But it is Sublime. It is Ensenada. Here on No Bones About It Show, then we'll do a quick commercial break and we'll be back with more. So yes, Sublime Ensenada. Oh, folks. It is a really good song. Even if you didn't like Sublime, it just got a great feeling. There's something about that ska guitar riff. Is it super complicated? It's not. But it's very cheery. And while I don't live in California, I feel like I live in California when I listen to Sublime. Great song. He really does sound like his dad. It's really ridiculous. Just listen right now. Yeah, it is a really good song. Again, Sublime Ensenada, folks. Check it out. Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, wherever you listen to music. It's a great song. Sublime Ensenada. Again, 30 years later, because their album came out in 1996, so it's 2026. And that means Jacob, I believe, is 30 on the dot, because I know that he was, I think, only 8 months old when his dad passed. Great song. Sublime Ensenada. I wanna make love to Ensenada on my mind. Now, yesterday we actually gave the students a lot of empanadas. Really good. I'll give a shout out to them. Ensenada. Ensenada, folks. Such a good song. On guard, Millers. Well, we're on a commercial break. So, hey, grab a drink, grab some chips, enjoy. Yes, if you're watching the video, I did spill a little bit of water on myself. It happens sometimes. Don't judge. Now, see, I don't know. If I want a fence, I want like a big samurai sword. But I guess you really hurt somebody with a samurai sword, so maybe not. That's true, folks. Don't text and drive. I see you all texting out there. Don't do it. I don't want it. As I said, I trust myself, but all of you all out there doing bad things, naughty, naughty, don't allow it. WIXQ Studios. Oh, WIXQ. We're back, folks, here on WIX. Don't forget that Q 91.7 FM, radical, renowned, and real college radio. I like doing it like that. But yeah, so again, didn't snow as much, but I guess what's weird to me, it's been a few years. I didn't think it was that long, but I know that we had a really big snow in 2018, because I remember back when I was running one of our older halls, it has like hotel sliding doors, and the snow kept coming in, and we couldn't close the doors, so we had to basically like dig a route for students to use the back door. What a pain in the butt it was. But when I was a kid, we got tons of snow. I mean, we used to get tons of snow all the time. And so I guess I don't understand is what we did of all this stuff. What did we do of all the snow before? That's what I'm trying to struggle with, because I, I guess I remember growing up and it was snow on the ground the whole month. And I'm not used to it anymore. Really, the past probably 11, 12 years, it would big snow. Within a few days, it was gone. This is probably the longest I've seen it stand, because it's been very cool these past few days. And usually, from my perspective, it usually snows around the mid-30s when we'd have the big snows. So having a big snow when it's 18 degrees, that was really surprising to me. And the past few days, I get up to go to gym at 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, I get to gym at 6. Well, yeah, I start at 6. So I'm usually up around 5:15. It's like 5 degrees or close to 0. And overall, I think I actually handled it pretty well. But again, my head does get cold, folks. I will say that's, even though I didn't have tons of hair, I always kept my hair short. But let me see here, folks. I just saw something here. Listen. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Okay, folks, sorry about that. So again, sometimes I get comments, sometimes I get emails, so I've got to review that material here. And so, yeah, I don't know, it's just weird now, like people were, I guess the blizzard 96, we had, I think it dropped to like 30 inches of snow across the state. But even then, like I said, we didn't get always a lot of big snowstorms, but because it was always cold, the snow would just stay. So we get 2 inches, get 1 inch another day, a week from now, but it would be the snow the whole time. That really has not been the case. I mean, we've been very lucky the past decade or so when it comes in. Now, I don't like snow, folks. I don't. I didn't really like it as a kid, because people are like, oh, when you're a kid, you love snow. Some do, yes. And if you do, I'm very happy for you, because kids should be out and playing, having fun in the snow. I've never liked snow. I just never enjoyed it. I like having my footing. I don't like slipping. I don't wear the proper boots. And so that's, yes, my fault as well. Wearing basketball shoes in the snow. Is it the best idea? I would probably say not. But again, I've done it. That's my own fault. And so I'll live with that. And so it's just, to me, there's got to be something to do with the snow as well. That's, I guess, was a big thing I was asking. All this extra snow, because, as you know, when we have the plow trucks go by, they clear the road. But a lot of times in doing that, they put snow behind your vehicle. Especially if you're in a parking lot. Again, if you own or you live in an apartment building, or you live in a high-rise building, or you live in the residence halls, your parking lot gets cleared, but all the snow gets put out in front of you. And then basically you just have to shovel yourself out. But in doing so, you usually put it into another spot, which causes a problem. So my question is, what is it that we can do with the snow? Can we actually utilize the snow as a heat source? Can we use it for something? So I did Google that earlier. Let's see what it says. I actually forgot what it says. Can we use snow? Can we use snow to create heat for houses? I did not say, can we use snow to produce heat? swear I saw something earlier, folks. There was something earlier that did say that there was a way to use snow as a form, because we have all this snow. Like, wouldn't it be nice to be able to use it to produce some type of heat? Now, I mean, technically, you could boil it, but again, you have to use energy to boil it, so you have to start a fire. So that's not a good way. Now, I do know that heat is a good insulator, reason being that, again, you look at igloos. Igloos are actually pretty warm inside compared to the outside temperature, because the heat acts as, the snow acts as keeps the heat inside. So is there a way we can do that? Because really, what do you do with all this excess snow? Because, yes, it is mostly air and oxygen, so it is water. I like the people who use flamethrowers, but flamethrowers, again, you got to utilize something to use those flamethrowers. Is there some kind of way we can do it? I don't know. I'm asking you all out there, because I don't really know. But I feel like it's just a waste to just be able to shovel snow. Just gets in everybody's way. There's got to be a quick way to somehow get rid of snow. I don't know. I'm asking you all out there, do you know? I will honestly admit I am not the expert in the matter, and it's hard for me to admit that, but I'm not the expert. But there's got to be something to do with the snow, because right now it's just piled up in spots, and it's supposed to snow again on Sunday nights, and I think you can utilize it for something. Yes, you can eat snow as long as it's clean, but you can boil it, you can have water. I don't know, can we have a big snow collector? People have water collectors, rain collectors. I just think that there's, now 2026, I feel like we've done a lot technology-wise, but we haven't answered that question. What can we utilize snow for? Can we use it to somehow run a car? Well, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing that I just said to myself. I may need to think about that, actually, because what if we can do that? What if we can actually utilize heat to do that sort of thing? So I don't know. Again, I'm just throwing ideas out there. You all have to tell me. You all have to be the one to let me know. Is that actually plausible? Can we do something with it? What is your idea? What do you use snow for? How long did it take you to shovel your car? And I do want to give a shout out too, folks, because a lot of people were very hardworking, especially a lot of employees here at Millersville who work in dining, work in housekeeping, and work in facilities. So some days they would do all three. So big shout out to them, because they don't get the appreciation they do. And even a lot of people out there working plowing snow. Yes, it is a pain sometimes to wait for it, but what's the alternative? Not have a plowed road. So give him a shout out. And yes, give a shout out to my dad, because he called me and he said that he had saw someone had let him know that really the retirement center up the road from us, a lot of these people were in their 70s and their cars were packed and they couldn't shovel. So my dad yesterday, he's no spring chicken anymore, but he spent a lot of time. He brought a snowblower and he was out shoveling cars, and that's the kind of thing I like to see in here. So shout out to Dad, and shout out to all of you out there who did it, because I know quite a few of you did it. I did a few. I could have done more, but like I said, I was ready to help. So thank you to everybody who did help out there, because it really does matter, even if you're not thanked. So let's do this, folks. Let's listen to a little bit of the Clarks. Yes, hey, little Pittsburgh's own the Clarks, because we love the Clarks, folks. But a newer song. Most of the Clark songs I like are from their 1999-2005 period. I believe this was in their newest album from 2018. And so I've only heard it once, so I'm going to give it another try today. And so the song is She's on Fire, which makes sense, folks. Hey, it's cold outside, got to light a fire. Thank you, thank you. So, the Clarks, She is on Fire, here on the No Bones Bad Show, folks. Keep on listening, keep on supporting. Oh, folks, hope you're having a great day today. Again, a little bit of Clark's, She's on Fire. Oh, yes, folks, hope you're having a great day today. We're having a good day. We're having some fun. It's not bad, right? It's not bad so far. Again, She's on Fire for Clark's. She's on fire, folks. She's on fire. Oh! My way. I wish I could sing, folks. I really do. I used to have a better voice back in my younger days. I used to be able to do so many impressions. I used to be able to sing like Louis Armstrong. Used to do so many great impressions. I really lost it, though, around probably 16, 17. I mean, we all had our voices change. It happens, so I lost it. But she's on fire. She's on fire. Got about another minute and a half left of the song, folks, and we'll be back live in the air for all of you listening on the TikTok and the Facebook. Hey, put something in the chat. Tell me where you're at. Say hi. Ask me a question, folks. That's what I'm here for. DJ Bones, WIXQ. We're live right now out of Millersville, Pennsylvania, which is basically 5 miles from downtown Lancaster. She's on fire. She's on fire, folks. She's on fire, folks, at Clark's here on the No Bones Battle Show. I like it. I only heard the song a little bit previously, but I really like the song. She's on fire. Again, the thing I like about the Clarks, A, is that they didn't get as big as they should have been, and B, I just feel like, kind of like AC/DC, you can just put them on at any time, and it's kind of rules. They're just rock and roll. You put them on, you like it, you can hear it any time. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, it's rock and roll. It's not a certain period. It's, that song sounds like it could have been on any of the Clark albums. And I really enjoy that, folks. So, yes, that was Clark's She's on Fire. And as we're talking about snow, let it snow. Again, there's got to be, I think, still something useful we can use with snow. Because I think maybe, hey, I'm just throwing ideas. There's places out there that are in drought still. There's people out there starving or don't have beverages, dehydration. Can we pack up the snow? Can we send it away? What can we do? There's got to be something useful we can use for snow. Either be it a heat source, provide it to people. Because, yes, folks, snow can be made into drinking water. Again, though, snow is not as much water as you think. It's mostly air. But, again, we should be able to do something with it. It just seems like a waste to put it in a corner. It gets in everybody's way. It gets in your house. There's got to be something. And the salt, don't get me started on the salt, folks. The salt's the worst thing. That's what ruins your cars. There's got to be better ways. I keep seeing other countries and the technology they use, yet us here in Pennsylvania, I don't know what is going on. Don't get me started on my disappointment in the state of Pennsylvania, folks, because I will let it be known I'm very disappointed in how we handle roads and a lot of things. But there's got to be some ideas out there. Again, you all tell me. You all know people out, scientists and engineers, and what can we do? Can we utilize the snow? Can we send it off to people who need the water? Because hey, you boil it and drain it, and get out any of the bacteria, and that should be drinkable water. But like I said, I don't drink water and barely drink water, as I am a pop guy. So you give me a nice Pepsi, give me a nice Coke, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, or even little Dr. Thunder. Give a shout to Dr. Thunder. They call me Dr. Thunder. Call me Dr. Thunder. So yes, that's just my goings here on the No Bones About It show. And what else I was going to say about the snow? Again, just, people freaking out is always a thing to me. I do laugh. But it does get cold, and it does make you think about how, as we as a human species survived about heating. Because nowadays your heat goes out, you're freezing. Now, I will say that, what indoor plumbing has only been relatively a new thing in human history. Most houses had an outhouse. You didn't have running water. So maybe that makes a difference. I don't know, do having pipes in your house that hold water, does that help make your house cooler? I would say, yeah, it does. So, cabins back in the day that are insulated, you don't have water lines running them in them, and you have a fire inside, probably did make it. Now, it also made it more flammable. And so, that just astounds me. And so does, I've watched probably this documentary once a year about the coldest town in the world, which is up in Russia. I cannot pronounce the town correctly. And it's basically negative 40 at all times during the winter. And they can't grow anything because it's in the tundra. And, you wash, and you can't even have indoor plumbing because the pipes would freeze. So these people in this town, they basically have a sauna they go to, and that's where they steam up and they get washed. I mean, you could just keep food out. That's one good thing is, hey, if you don't have a freezer, just put a box outside your house and put food in it, 'cause it's going to freeze. But, watching how they dry things, how they cook, how they live, it really shows you how much, as humans, we were dependent on doing things ourselves. Because machinery doesn't run well in the cold. It doesn't run well, oil, electricity. And so just knowing how far we've come, I feel like there's got to be a better way. And yes, I thought we were having global warming. I do expect it to not be as cold. I'm somebody who wants to grow pineapples in Pennsylvania. I like the weather to be 70 degrees all day, every day. So I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Like I said, that's what really made me think. Hearing all these stories and watching all these videos of people in the snow, hearing other people's stories about it. So I just wanted to, hey, give some ideas, put them out there for you all in the No Bones About It universe. But let's do this, folks. It is 2:37. Let's go to a quick commercial break. And then we'll be back with a little bit of Mudvayne, World So Cold, here on the No Bones About It show. Folks, we are 40 minutes into the show. Oh, yes, the pool, folks. Hey, nothing like swimming when you're already cold. Let's get some more ideas loaded here. Let's get some more songs going, folks. Let's see what we want. Yeah, we're getting some more songs loaded up here, folks. Let's see here. Let's get some songs going here. Oh, I like the New Occasions song. Theme. I like that. We're gonna play a little bit of Mudvayne, World So Cold, folks. It is really cold here on No Bones About It show. Only in a world so cold. I swear, half my pens don't work. I don't get it, folks. I know, we keep pens around, they dry up. What's going on? There we go. Fever inside the storm. Again, we're listening right now to Mudvayne, World So Cold. Great song. It was very, when it came out, it was very different because it was a lot slower. A lot more, I don't say melodic, because a lot of Mudvayne stuff is melodic to an extent. It was just slower, slower tempo. Mudvayne's first album, LD50, was just so intense, so in your face. It definitely threw people for a loop. It's a really good song, World So Cold. Ow. My neck itches. Yes, folks, my neck is itchy. That means it's going to snow 2 more inches. Hey, my favorite day is coming up pretty soon, though, folks. Yes, the day of the hog. The groundhog's coming up. That's my brother's favorite holiday, the Groundhog Day. It's a great day. Tells a lot of good stories. Groundhog Day. I'm flying away, folks, in a world so cold. Ugh. I love Chad's voice. I love his voice. Great voice for metal. Ooh. Do 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 do. World so cold, folks. Yes, if you watch me, I just drop stuff live on the air here. I do drop a lot of things. Again, folks, I'm running my show. I'm logging the songs. I'm answering emails, talking to you all. We're doing a lot of stuff here. So sometimes things do fall. Here we go. World So Cold. Great song. All of you out there in the TikTok universe, thank you. Hey, we're having fun today. Again, talking winter. We'll talk hiring a Mike McCarthy after 3 o'clock. We'll talk wrestling history. We'll do a little bit of odd news stories. I love odd news stories. They're probably my favorite news stories. Let's see if we have any odd news stories. Weird news stories. Yes, folks, a world so cold here on the No Bones About It show, folks, and it really was cold, so you know what? I like it. Let's see. You know, I'll say this, and this is a different topic for a different day, folks, but AI really is crazy. The ability to just, like, make photos now all of a sudden, it's like, and make it seem like somebody really did something. I don't know. I've always believed in the idea that technology will end up being our downfall. You know, I'm a big believer in the idea of Terminator 2, of iRobot, because some of this technology, you know, you're watching videos and you don't know what's real anymore. You really got to pay attention. So back in the day, if you wanted to prove something, you had a video. Now you can manipulate the video. So I can only imagine what this is going to lead to, because right now it's getting bad. 20 years from now, I don't imagine what's going on with AI and videos and all this stuff. Again, I believe we'll be like iRobot. I believe that we're going to make a robot, and that robot will end up taking us over. And that'll probably put us in the snow. But yes, again, one good thing I did like seeing, I saw a lot of kids out in the snow, folks, and I did enjoy it. Like I said, just because I don't like snow, I did like seeing kids playing out the snow, because, yes, they should be outside. They should be playing. They should be having fun. So I was very happy to see that. And I saw quite a few out there just, you know, building forts, sled riding, because I think the snow was really good for sled riding because of the sleet up top made it very icy. Wasn't very good for snowmen unless you were doing it before the sleet. And thankfully, hey, I talked to everybody. All my friends there were all safe. So you can hope everybody that you knew was safe. Nobody ran into any issues. Because nobody wants issues, folks. Well, unless it's Korn Issues, which is probably my favorite Korn album. Hey, shout out to Korn. Hey, you're always welcome in the show. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. Winter is winter. I'm a summer person. I enjoy my summer. I enjoy, even though I am a person of the night, a person of the dark. I do enjoy the sunlight because I can see better. That's probably the only reason why I like the sunlight, as I can see better. Overall, though, I like the nights. I like the spooky. I like the eeriness. So I will say that getting up at 5:15 and walking outside to go to the gym, it's just very quiet. That's the one thing that's just so quiet. And here's another question I have, because we have swans on our campus. We have ducks, and they're in the pond right now. The pond is basically frozen over for a little, except for just a little, probably 5 by 5 diameter hole. Like, how do they survive? It is weird to think. Like, how do fish survive? Because they're not thicker than us. So I don't know how, like, the ducks and the swans want to be in the ice water. Let's look that up, folks. Why? How do ducks and swans? Because why not? That's a good thing about Google. How do ducks survive swimming in ice water? So here you go, folks. So, in asking Google, because hey, we gotta give a shout out to Google. Yes, Google. I asked Google, how do ducks survive swimming in ice water? Well, their unique countercurrent circulation system exchanges heat between the arteries and veins in their legs. Their system helps then minimize heat loss and remain comfortable in cold water. This, along with the fact that they are also equipped with 2 sets of feathers to help maintain their body heat. That's good to know, because, again, they're all out there. None of them are frozen. I did see one I thought was frozen to the ice. Thankfully, it was not. If not, I was going to have to get a shovel and try to help him out, because I wasn't sure if he was stuck or not. Again, it's just thinking about us as humans. Like, we had to survive this weather all the time. So, I see the squirrels, I see the rabbits. It's just weird to think that this is not that long ago that we were out in the cold. And in the history of life, we've only gone a fraction of that time. And then I would say, really, since 1900 to now, I bet the modernization is crazy, even though probably would, if we lived in the year 1000, probably stuff that was made by 1100, people are like, wow, I can't believe they moved so fast. But just going from, no airplanes to airplanes, no computers to computers, just the technology. Like, once we really learned how to, like, use electricity and use this, it really shot us off. So I just always wonder, like, what would happen if that, what if that didn't happen? What if we were still living outside? Well, you wouldn't be hearing me, folks, because we would be talking on the radio. But, something I like to think. I like to have weird stories and just create weird things in my mind. That's one of the good things about the No Bones About It Show, folks. We encourage weirdness. We encourage you to think outside the box. So, let's do this. Let's get another song going, because like I said, I do want to play more music. I get really bad about it because I know you all like to hear me talk, but I like to play music. It is a radio show, so playing music, is one of the reasons why I got into it. Let's do a little bit of Skid Row, folks. I like me some Skid Row, and I didn't appreciate them when I was younger, but man, Sebastian Bach can sing, and so we're going to do a little bit of Skid Row, folks. So, one of my favorite songs, which I'm getting cued right now, is 18 and Life, which I believe is from their first album, which is an amazing album. It has a lot of good songs on it. So here you go, folks. It is time for a little bit of Skid Row, 18 and Life, here on the No Bones About It Show, folks. Keep on listening, keep on supporting at WIX. Don't forget that cue. "18 and Life," folks. It's a good song. Listen to him. Skid Row. Just getting ready to start. Ricky was a... I can't... Not even going to try to sing like Sebastian Bach, folks. Probably top 3 metal vocalist. Can hit the high notes, can hit the low notes, get the gravelly metal voice. Just great overall singer. So there you go, Sebastian. Give me a shout out. I don't know him personally, but it's a good song. That's such a good line, folks. Your crime is time. Your crime is time. Ah, 18 in life, you got it. It's true, folks. Hey, you mess around a lot when you're younger. The minute you turn 18, you're an adult. So what happens to you? Got to be careful, folks. That's why they say, hey, 18 in life. But again, great song, Skid Row. I believe this came out in 89. So this is the late 80s, during the hair metal era. Again, listen to the music, folks. 917theville.com. Because, yes, you can chat me in the studio, but I want you to listen to the music. So go to our website, 917theville.com. Stream us on the TuneIn or RadioFX app. I'm watching the music right now as we talk. Is your best friend. What a good line. 18 in life, folks. 18 in life, good God, it. Guitars all the time. Wow, wow, wow. 18 in life, folks. Great song, great song. Again, listen to the music, folks. 917theville.com. 917theville.com. Woo, 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 woo. 18 in life, you know, your time is crime, and it's 18 in life, you got it. Ah, hit that high notes. Oh, I want to hit the high notes, folks. Yes, folks, 18 in life. You got it here on the No Bones Battle Show. What? Just such a good song. Again, Skid Row's first album was just so good. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing here. As I said, here we go, folks. Weird news stories. Because, folks, I'm not going to talk other news. The No Bones Battle Show is about having fun. We have fun. You learn a little bit. Basically, I base a lot of my show off of Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire. Because in Mrs. Doubtfire, the boss saw him when he was doing his dinosaur thing, and he said, hey, the kids learn a bit, they have fun. That's kind of how I am too, folks. If you learn something from the show, you have some fun, you kill some time because maybe you're at work or you're on the road. Oh, so let's see. Let's get a news story. Let's see. I want a weird news story, folks. I like a nice weird news story. Let's see here. Let's get a good story. Okay, we can do this, because this sounds like something that we would be dealing with, because again, I just talked AI, so let's do this. So here you go, folks. Multiple monkeys are on the loose in St. Louis, and, well, okay, this is from about a week ago, so it may not be most updated. Multiple monkeys were on the loose in St. Louis, and AI-generated images complicated the matter. So basically, the vervet monkeys were first spotted Thursday near a park in the northern part of the city, prompting rumor after rumor. It's unclear who owns the monkeys, how they got loose, or how many there are. That's never good. People have reported capturing the monkeys, even posting fake pictures online to bolster their claims. But as of Monday, the monkeys remained at large. So Vase, what's their name here? Department of Health spokesperson Willie Springer said it's been a lot in regard to AI and what's genuine and what's not. People are just having fun. Like, I don't think anyone means harm. So the largest number of people reported seeing this for. People aren't allowed to own the animals in the city. So for now, animal control is working with the private experts to find them. See, folks, that's I would do that as well. If I heard again that there was a line on the which I remember one time, I think Pap told me that there was a line loose, and I remember being in the basement of the Riverside Drive house, and I had to be like 6 or 7, and I swear I thought I saw like a line looking in the window, and I was freaked out. So maybe it wasn't Pap, but somebody told me. Because unfortunately Pap passed away when I was 6, so I don't remember. I don't think it was him, but somebody told me there was a line on the loose, and I was so freaked out being in the basement of the house. I thought that line was going to get me, but see, that's where AI has problems. And let me tell you something, folks. Again, I like a good monkey, but I'm not going to mess with them, especially chimps. I think everybody's seen and heard the stories of people owning chimps and what happened to the lady in Connecticut. But animals are stronger than humans, folks. I know that may be a hard thing to. Yes, we may have the intellectual capabilities, but we don't have that strength. You walk up to a moose and you tell a moose, get out of your way, you better be ready to fight. But yes, so who knows how many monkeys there are. I'm probably going to try to look into it more because I want to make a picture of me catching one. So yes, I can imagine how hard that would be if like, oh, I caught a monkey, and you find people with this stupid photo. See, that's the dangers of AI. And again, I'm pretty good, but hey, I myself have used AI to make some pretty funny photos to send to my friends. So it is something to is it worth it? No. Is it worth me making a meme to get a 10-second laugh? Probably not. But unfortunately, myself and many people, we do that, folks. Why? I can't tell you. I don't know. But all I know is just be careful, folks, because those monkeys are not going to play around. Let's get one more song before we take our break, folks. So, again, after the 3 o'clock hour, we're going to talk about Steelers, talk about some more news stories, just a history of wrestling. So let's go out to a commercial break, a little bit of Hoopastank, folks. Yes, this is Hoopastank, same direction. Quick commercial break. Be back more here at the 3 o'clock hour on the No Bones Battle Show, folks. So keep on listening, keep on supporting WIX. Don't forget that Q. 91.7 FM, Radical Renowned, and Real College Radio. Again, song is Same Directions, Hoopastank. That's a good song, folks. I like the song a lot, actually. Oh, we got some Static X. So yeah, we have some good songs today. Let's get some songs going. Strub it for the summit, folks. Am I moving in the same direction? That's a good point, folks. It's a good song. Hope you're all ready for Steelers talk. For all you Steelers fans out there, you're probably going to not be happy with me. But guess what? I am a Steelers fan. So I can say it. Because I'm moving in the same direction. Do we move the meeting again, folks? Oh. Ooh, that's cool. Sometimes I like to see the comments, folks, when we're going on the show. So I'm reading some comments. Because I'm moving in the same direction. Direction! It's a good song. Same direction, folks. Millersville University, folks. Hey, we're at our 3 o'clock break. Hope you're all doing great today. We're having a fun time. We're singing, we're dancing, we're loving it up. College radio. Real college radio. We're going in the same direction. Okay, folks, we got our V mark down. We are good to go for the last hour here. WIXQ. WIXQ. You tell me how you like. I like saying it WIX. Don't forget the Q. My brother's more a fan of WIXQ. Yes, folks, welcome back to the No Bones Battle Show, folks, here on WIXQ 91.7 FM, radical renowned in real college radio. So, yes, we're back. We've got 1 hour left in the show. I made to leave a little early just because, as I said, I'm getting a little busy, getting some calls, getting some emails that I need to address, and that's always a fun time. And so I did say that after the 3 o'clock hour that I would talk football, specifically the Steelers. So, any people out there from Pittsburgh listening, you're probably not going to be happy with me. That's fine, folks, because I made some people mad yesterday when I was on some different Facebook chat groups because, hey, I'm a lifelong Steelers fan. I still have some of my first, I think I said the first game I really remember was the Super Bowl versus Dallas. And so I still have some of the collectibles from when I was a kid still hanging on my wall. And as we talked about last week, Mike Tomlin left, thank goodness, because I really thought that we would be able to start anew. We'd be able to start fresh, get a new coach, get new young minds. And we went the total opposite direction, folks. And so I think my brother was joking with me or said something with me, no, he didn't start it, but people were joking and said, Mike McCarthy's coming in for an interview. So people know Mike McCarthy, he was a coach for Green Bay for about 12 years, was at Dallas previously, but did not get a job all of last year. Basically, he was a Green Bay coach with Aaron, and when they beat the Steelers in 2010. He's in his early 60s now. I know Mike McCarthy, he's from Pittsburgh, I knew that, but otherwise, not anything special, not anything that I was going to look forward to. I didn't even think it would be on the radar because no one else is trying to hire him. He'd been out of football for a year. It just seemed like his time was gone. Then all of a sudden on Saturday, I get a text from my brother. I'm going to pull up this text, folks, because I think it was my brother who broke it to me. Let me see here. Because I do want to give him credit if he's the one who broke it to me. I'm trying to think what I was doing Saturday. I believe I was just hanging around, talking to some staff. Let me pull up here. Because, again, I do think it was my brother who did it, and so I want to make sure he gets credit. Let me see here. Nick. Let's see here. Tuesday, Sunday. It could have sworn it was my brother that told me. Yes, he did. So my brother did text me at 2:19 on Saturday saying, "Did you see the Steelers just hired McCarthy?" And I said, "No, that is," I'm not going to say the word, and he said, "Terrible hire." And most people said terrible hire. I think I saw a thing that said like 80 or 85% of people didn't like it. Now all of a sudden everybody's changing their minds from the Tuesday press conference, including my brother, including, hey, Nicholas Smith, who messaged me on a TikTok saying he doesn't care. Folks, it is not a good hire. I'm sorry, I'm not going to buy in the hype train because there's a reason why he was out of a job. The reason why nobody else wanted to hire him. So let me just go into some details here, folks. I was not a Mike Tomlin fan. Mike Tomlin never could win the big games. And so, he was nicknamed Mediocre Mike by me and by others. Well, there's one other guy who was also nicknamed Mediocre Mike, and his name was Mike McCarthy. In fact, it's funny that they put up the stats, and so, since both teams won the Super Bowl 2010, both have had terrible playoff records. I believe McCarthy, I believe, is 6-9 since 2010, and Mike Tomlin was like 5-13. So, that was 16 years ago, the Super Bowl, and the fact that people are like, "Oh, what a great hire, folks." Again, this is where I really struggle. I watch football because I want my team to win the Super Bowl. So having a great regular season is not something I strive for. We are a franchise who became great in the 70s, and we expect greatness. I'm not the Cleveland Browns, folks. Yes, I'm going to throw shade at Cleveland Browns. Just having a winning season means nothing to me. That's like, when I go to play a game, I want to win the title. I want to be the best. I don't want to I made it to there, that's it. And that's what Mike McCarthy is. He got lucky once and did nothing since. What has Mike McCarthy done since 2010? He had Aaron Rodgers. They did nothing. He left, got a job at Dallas, had a high-powered offense, won a lot of games, did nothing immediately. So he doesn't win big, hasn't done anything in 15 years. Why is that a coach that I should be inspired about? Well, I said, he develops quarterbacks. Well, let's see. When he joined Green Bay, Favre was already there. He did not develop Favre. I don't believe he even drafted Rodgers. And yes, Rodgers had good years, but Rodgers also had MVP years when he left. When he went to Dallas in 2020, Dak was already quarterback. So I don't buy into his myth that he developed quarterbacks. I don't know any other quarterbacks that he developed. I know a lot of people, wanted someone young, and I would agree. I'm not going to just yell about the age thing because I'll tell you, folks, you've probably heard me, I think, last week. I would jump at joy to have Curt Cignetti. And Curt Cignetti at Indiana is older than Mike McCarthy. It's not just about an age thing. It's about new ideas, about being able to change, being able to adapt. I don't see it. I do not see it with Mike McCarthy. I've never seen it. He's never been a coach that I would say, I can't wait to play for Mike McCarthy. So I don't see what he's bringing to the table. It's always an offensive mind. Again, Green Bay also had good offensive players. Dallas had good offensive players. We don't have great offensive players. Let's be serious ourselves. We're not a quarterback away from winning. Our defense is old and can't tackle. Our offensive line is still a work in progress. We've got good running backs who are good by committee and can catch the ball well. Are either one of them a number one when it comes to running the ball? No, we don't run the ball well. Our receiver corps is extremely weak. Again, we have DK Metcalf, who has not played as a number one. And who else? We have Calvin Austin, number 3 or 4 receiver. We don't play Roman Wilson. Adam Thielen just retired. We have tight ends, but we don't use Pat correctly. My big man Darnell got hurt, and Johnny Smith is just waste. So we don't have a great offense. We don't have the pieces to have a great offense. Our defense is overpriced. So, and again, another thing I always bring up about Tomlin is Tomlin was handed a Super Bowl team. Tomlin was handed a Super Bowl winning team. Mike McCarthy has not been handed a Super Bowl team. If Mike McCarthy somehow does a good job, folks, I'll be the first one to give him credit. Because he was handed a worse team than Tomlin was. We don't even have a quarterback. And so here's my 3 biggest gripes on this hire. One being that I feel like it was only because he's from Pittsburgh. And I'm sorry, folks, that's not a good reason to hire a coach. Well, he's from Pittsburgh. That's amazing. I'm from Pittsburgh, okay? Does that mean that every time there's a job opening in Pittsburgh, you got to hire somebody from Pittsburgh? No. I'm a Steelers fan. It doesn't mean I'm the best coach for the Steelers. I'll tell you it's probably the opposite, folks, because I'd be yelling. I would be yelling. So that's not a good reason to me. He's from Pittsburgh. No, not a good reason. I don't like that. That's not a reason to hire somebody specifically. This is the NFL. Most of our team isn't from Pittsburgh. This isn't the old days, folks. You can actually leave and go somewhere else. So that's number one. Number two is I don't think, and I've said before, a coach is supposed to be tough. A coach is supposed to be in your face. I don't see it, Mike McCarthy. I'm not going to I'm not going to go on a tangent. Him crying at the press conference, was that for me? No, I didn't like it. If he had just won the Super Bowl, absolutely, I can understand. Win the Super Bowl. If you had to retire, are you crying because you got a job because nobody else wanted you? Because yes, folks, Mike McCarthy was nobody else wanted Mike McCarthy. This is not some wow we got him over anybody else could. Not the case. Not everybody else was clamoring for. I didn't hear anybody else except maybe the Titans, who were the worst team to want Mike McCarthy. And yes, just because everybody in the world doesn't want you doesn't mean you're great. That's true, folks. Because, hey, Sam Darnold, who I do not like and don't think is great, he's going to the Super Bowl. Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl. He's proven a lot of us wrong. But for 8 years, he did nothing. But like I said, no one's trying to get Mike McCarthy. Nobody was saying, oh, this is the next great coach. No. The Steelers have always whipped in a mold of young, defensive-minded. Now, I'm cool with not hiring a defensive-minded coach. I did say that because the league isn't defense anymore. The Steelers are built on running the ball and defense. That's what most of the NFL was back in the 60s, 70s. NFL isn't anymore. The NFL wants scoring. They want quarterbacks to be able to throw the ball. You're not allowed to hit anybody. It's basically flag football. None of that favors defense. And so defensive-minded coaches, that's trouble. Yes, you still have to have a good defense. But as we learned, if you can only put up 6 points, unless your defense is literally giving up no points and scoring all the points, that's not a winning formula. And so, yeah, I don't like that. And again, I think a lot of people are like, oh, he's so passionate for Pittsburgh. Again, not a good answer. Oh, well, he showed his passion. Wow, folks, I can also get up, and I'm not saying that it was all for show, but I know a lot of Dallas fans who said that Mike McCarthy did the same thing we got hired for Dallas, put on his emotional thing. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. And Dallas fans did not want Mike McCarthy. I do not want Mike McCarthy. Again, he did not look in good shape. He looked tired just talking. That concerns me and his team. Third thing is that he wants Rodgers back, folks. Aaron Rodgers should not be back to the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers is not an MVP quarterback. Aaron Rodgers was ranked, I think, 26th or 23rd in quarterback play out of 28. And that's been like 3 years in a row. Aaron Rodgers cannot move. I think 80% of his passes or 90% were less than 10 yards. So he can't throw the ball deep consistently. He can't move. And Aaron Rodgers, folks, or everybody who said, well, he was good this year, he still threw teammates under the table. Anytime a pass didn't get complete, you saw his face, rolling his eyes, doing this and that. Hey, yes, we had some bad receiver play, and Aaron Rodgers threw some bad passes. His last pass so far, if he retires, is an interception pick for a touchdown. And if Mike McCarthy has been next great thing, you would not want Rodgers back. Because we're trying to build for the future. Aaron Rodgers is not building for the future. Aaron Rodgers wants to play. I don't see it. And again, I don't understand everybody's love of Mike McCarthy now. And I'm not trying to beat up on the guy because I have nothing against Mike McCarthy. I'm happy he's from Pittsburgh. I'm happy that this is a dream for him to be able to coach his hometown team. That'd be like me playing for the Steelers. I understand that completely. Doesn't mean you're the best coach. Doesn't mean you're a great coach. I do, and I've been questioning the Rooneys. I don't believe Art Rooney knows anything anymore. Hey, Art, you're listening. Sorry, you've lived off of your dad's and your grandpap making the Steelers a great team. You did not. Again, our defense is not there. We're like 5 or 6 players away from being great. So putting the quarterback in isn't going to do anything if the defense is still bad, the receivers can't catch, the line can't block. I mean, what do you want to do? And I do like Will Howard, so I'm glad that he likes Will Howard. Do I believe Will Howard's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback? I don't know. I did say, and I have said, hey, he won a national championship at Ohio State. He's got to be doing something well. But, when you do sit down there and watch, does he have the best arm? No. He did play in a really good system. Ohio State's a great team. And it is different because in college, college is a lot of great athletes. Not everybody is great. In the NFL, even if people think you stink, you're good enough to make the NFL, which puts you in a level above 95% of all human beings. I don't see it. I don't see it, and like I said, if people want to give me good reasons to hire him, that's fine. Do not use because he cried and he was so passionate. That is not a good answer. And it just felt like so like they all. Like, I really feel like Rudy had to call like all these Steelers and say, "Hey, can you come support this guy?" He even admitted he knew fans didn't like the. And he said, "Trust us." I can't trust him. I cannot trust Art Rooney II. He hasn't earned the trust like his dad did, like his grandpap did, because he hasn't done it. So that's 15 minutes right there of me just me complaining about Mike McCarthy. Let me know, folks. I'm not a Mike McCarthy fan. I don't like it. I think it's a bad decision. And I usually like coaches who are going to be around for a while. I don't see it with McCarthy. He had a great team in Dallas, did nothing. Had a great team in Green Bay, did nothing. Well, he won a lot of regular season games. Yes, folks. And you have to win regular season games to make it to the playoffs. And then losing the first playoff game immediately, that's nothing. And folks, that'd be different if we're talking college or high school. They're not paid. They're having fun. These are pro athletes. Pro athletes don't get my sympathy. You're making millions of dollars. Your job is to win. You shouldn't need motivated. And your job is to win the Super Bowl. And if you don't think it is, don't be on a team. Because, yes, you're making millions, but you're making millions off of fans' money, and fans want to see you win. Regular folks, we don't get to have bad off days. You can get fired from work. You've got professional athletes making millions, taking days off. I know people who get fired because they're sick and don't have any time away. I know, I'm getting on a soapbox getting this, but like I said, I do not like the hire. I do not understand the hire. I think it's funny that everybody started changing their mind just because he was crying on the podium. I'm sorry, but I actually got worse from that, and I'm not going to yell at him for crying, but it just seems like alligator, crocodile tears to me. I didn't see it. I didn't like it. And I just think it's a bad hire and it's going to cost us a lot. And, hey, prove me wrong. That's fine. If Mike McCarthy does a great job, I'm happy because I am a Steelers fan. But just because you're a fan, that doesn't mean that you have to love everything. That's why I told somebody who I got an argument with in the chat. Because I didn't think it was a great hire, folks. Nowhere to say to be a fan, you have to support everything they do. Because trust me, folks, there's a lot of actors out there. I love their movies. But do I like them as a person? Do I agree with, what they go out there and do? I do not. Again, that's just my, quick spill right there. Nick, I don't even know if you're listening. I was looking. I don't see you on the Facebook. Or Dad. Let me know if you've been listening. So, it is 3:17. Let's do this, folks. Let's take a quick commercial break. And then we're going to come back with a little bit of Rolling Stones. Just a little bit of Rolling Stones Winter. Dad, if you're listening, I know you like the Stones here on the No Bones About It show. So, again, commercial break. Rolling Stones, that and more, folks, here on the No Bones About It show. Keep on listening, keep on supporting WIXQ. Don't forget the Q. Oh, folks, yeah, I know. I don't think I breathed at all during that segment. Let me take a second just to catch my breath. Oh, folks. Oh, folks, let's take a second. I had to calm my breath there for a minute. Hey, if you don't agree with me, that's cool with me. Okay, folks, we're getting ready to go back on the air. Like I said, I had to take a breath there for a minute. Oh, my voice. And we're back here, folks, in the WIXQ studio, No Bones About It show. Like I said, we just got done talking to Steelers. Hey, I hear some ping pongers out there, folks. I like it. I like to hear some ping pong action going out there. But a little bit of advice: if you put a dent in the ball, do not use a lighter to fix it, folks. I learned a lesson the hard way back in my college days when people said, "Oh, you have a dent in a ping pong ball, just heat it, and that will help the dent out." Well, it is true. If you hold the ping pong ball too close to it, it will catch fire. You will throw the ping pong ball, it will be a little fireball, and as I learned when I threw it on a carpeted floor back in Patterson Hall at Slippy Rock, it will set the fire alarm off. So, dent the ping pong ball, do not use a lighter, folks. So, as I said, we are going to take a little bit of Winter of the Rolling Stones. I don't know if my dad is listening, but hey, Dad, a little bit of Rolling Stone action for you. So, keep on listening, folks. We'll pause when we get back. We'll pause for the Bigfoot cause, but here's a little bit of the Rolling Stones, Winter, No Bones About It show, folks. Hey, keep on listening. Keep on supporting WIXQ. We're 91.7 FM, Radical Renowned in Real College Radio. Oh, yes, folks. Woo! Rolling Stones, Winter. Very good song, folks. Rolling Stones, Winter. Listen to it. Join it. Gotta catch my breath still. Cold winter. Yes, folks, we have a ping pong table, and outside of, like, we're in WXU station, but outside of the live studio here, we have a ping pong table out there. I can hear it. I like it. I like to hear it as a ping pong fan. Let's see what we got here. Again, we got Rolling Stones, Winter going on. We'll come back with a little Bigfoot. Cold, cold winter. It's a cold, cold winter. Yes. Yes, folks. Wow, wow. It's a good song, folks. Right now, Rolling Stones, Winter. And then we'll pause for the Bigfoot cause. Who's giving me some love in there? Hey, thank you for giving me some love there on the No Bones About It show. Oh, there we go. Well, hey, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. Again, like your recent post, so thank you, thank you. We've been talking football, playing some Rolling Stones right now. We got about, how much time left, folks? We got about a minute left in the song. So, and then we'll do our weekly Bigfoot update, folks, because yes, hey, we need to see what's going on in the Bigfoot universe, because hey, I love a good Bigfoot. Who doesn't? Because as a scare actor, nothing scares me more than the idea that Bigfoot's going to come get me when I'm out there chasing down the fans. So, we do have a Bigfoot report. I believe it's rather new. Let me just double check it here. So it was just reported. It was a recent report. So it was just reported in the past week, but it happened past January. So it's a year old that the incident happened, but just got reported in the past week. So we'll take it, folks, because hey, Bigfoot's always out there. He's watching you. So yes, thank you, Wheezy. I love the name. What can I say? Love the name. So love the name change. Hope you're doing okay. Survived the snowstorm. I know you changed your name. I know every time I feel like I jump on, I see a different name change. Hey, I like it. Yes, folks, and we're back here on the No Bones Battle Show, folks. WIXQ. Don't forget that Q. Hey, give a shout out to my friend Wheezy now on the TikTok. Hey, you know her because she was on the show talking about her experience as a scare actor. But check out on the TikTok. Wheezy, what is it? Yeah, Wheezy with, is that 3 Y's or 2 Y's? I'm sticking with Wheezy. Okay, sticking with Wheezy. So there you go. But yes, hey y'all. Yes, she says hey y'all. But again, check her out on the TikTok. Like I said, she was on the show, and she's always welcome back. But yes, folks, we're going to take a pause for the Bigfoot cause. Ooh, yes, folks, it's time for a little bit of Bigfoot. Ooh, one more time, our Bigfoot call. Ooh. Yes, that's my best Bigfoot call I can do for today, folks. But yes, welcome. Hey, we haven't checked in with the Bigfoot in a while, and we love our Bigfoots. And so, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, the Abominable Snowman, Skunk Ape, whatever you want to call the Bigfoot, they're out there. And we've got a report for you folks. So, I'll report now. Let's see. So, it was just recently reported in the past week. The incident happened, though, on September 1st, 2025. So, it is a year old, which is okay to be a year old. Well, not a year, I'm sorry. September, yeah, I'm sorry, a few months. Few months old, folks. Hey, sometimes even I mess up. So, it happened on September 1st, 2025, in the great state of Wisconsin, which, as we all know, is the cheese state. And, let's see, nearest town was Palmyra, and the nearest road was Young Road. Again, folks, I'm going to read it to you as it was reported to us. Yes, I'll censor out any bad words. But here you go, folks. This is a report that was submitted to us. I was driving with my good friend, and I went to the Kettle Moraine State Forest off of Young Road in Walworth County, Wisconsin. We are both 19, by the way. Thank you for telling me. I parked my truck on this little dirt parking lot that was about 20 feet by 20 feet. Keep in mind, we pulled the truck into a parking spot, and from the back bumper to truck road, it was about 15 feet maybe. When we parked the truck, my friend who was sitting in the passenger seat next to me looks over and says, "Man, I don't know if we should be here. I feel like we're being watched." I felt the same way deep down, but I told him, "Nah, dude, come on, they'll be fine." So we get out of the truck, got the bottle rockets. Yeah, folks, hey, shout out to bottle rockets. And we bought the shirt around the road to have some fun. We set the bag of fireworks on the driver's side seat and left the door open on the side so the lights inside the truck would shine on them so we could see what we were doing. It was very dark back there, and the only light we had was the interior lights shining on the seat, and the back cargo light shining down on the truck bed. We shot bottle rockets off for a good 20 minutes when it all happened. I was standing next to my friend, grabbing more fireworks up the driver's side seat. I finished grabbing what I needed and went towards the back of the truck from the driver's side door to shoot them off by the road. As I was walking back, I heard something walking in the grass walking straight from us. I looked up, and I saw a large, white, grayish black shape moving. My eyes weren't adjusted yet because I was by the light of the truck. Tried to reason it was a deer or something, but why would a white deer approach two guys shooting off bottle rockets making tons of noise? I looked at it, and I saw a leg step on the road across from me, an almost human-looking leg. Then I saw a large object start walking on the street from left until it was right across from me. While this was happening, I was trying to figure out what it was because I couldn't make out because of the darkness. Finally, it stopped walking and just was looking across at me from the street. My eyes started to adjust, and I saw a very, very large upright figure with white and blackish gray hair. I immediately reached back and grabbed my friend and pointed the figure and yelled, "What is that thing?" My friend looked over at it, but his eyes weren't adjusted yet. But he saw the top of the head and shoulders. It started to walk toward me slowly, almost in an intimidating manner, approaching me without an ounce of fear. As it approached me and my friend, it made it to the dirt parking lot we were parked at, and that's when my cargo light in my truck lit it up. It had to be around 7.5 to 8 feet tall. It looked like it was aging as it had white and gray hair mixing with black hair. The creature was very muscular and just very massive. The thing's face was blackish and almost oily looking. It had black eyes and a weird shaped mouth, and I could make out a nose. It was still dark from the cargo light hitting the thing. Also, the moon was behind it, and that's how my friend and I saw the outline so well. Unfortunately, my friend did not see as many details as his eyes did not adjust as quick. Once I saw how close it was to us and how it was still approaching, I stopped reaching for my phone camera and just told my friend, "Get in the truck!" And as I said this, I jumped into the driver's side and started the truck up. As I got in, my friend saw my friend practically diving over the hood trying to get in the passenger side. Once he got into the truck, I slammed the gas down and went in reverse towards the thing, and it managed to jump out of the way before I hit it. We took off down the road at high speeds. We came back with my brother and my dad with a high-powered flashlight looking for any sign of it, but nothing. The next morning, my friend and I returned and looked for tracks. We found spots in the grass where I first saw it pressed down from the thing's weight. To conclude, I think this thing was watching us as my loud 90s Chevy pickup was coming down the road and into the parking spot. It probably got sick of us shooting off fireworks and just got out of the ditch and walked over in an attempt to intimidate and scare us with its sheer mass. And boy, did it work. This incident only happened yesterday, and I decided to report it. Many other anomaly activities have happened to us over the years. Rocks getting thrown, angry growls, and howls. Whoa, folks! That's a good report. That's the kind of report that I like. And so, yes, folks, hey, Lake Hickory here. Hey, thank you for, who's that jumping in? Cyclone, thank you for letting me know on the No Bones Battle Show. But yes, folks, again, you know, it's not as easy as you think with getting the phone out. As he said, he had his phone ready. And yes, everybody has phones nowadays. But like we talked about, AI takes away most things, and you don't know if it's real or not. But when you see something that is not supposed to exist, as I said before, as someone who saw Bigfoot myself, oh, Aiden from Jason's Woods, thank you, Aiden. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. So, for letting me know, hey, again, it's hard to see sometimes on my phone because my phone's farther away from me than my computer. So when I'm looking at the screen, I can't always see who's commenting. But as somebody who saw Bigfoot himself, again, you're froze because your mind doesn't know what to interpret it. Because it's something you've been told doesn't exist. And from my end, again, it's like, dragons don't exist. Loch Ness Monsters don't exist. So you're not ready for that. If you see a bear, you probably don't grab your camera. You just try to scare it away. But when you see something that is almost human-like staring at you, your mind just goes in so many different places. Again, I've always been said, I'm somebody who I'm going to fight. That's my fight or fright method. But I didn't when I saw Bigfoot. Now, I was only 12. Nowadays, if I saw Bigfoot, what would happen? I don't know. I probably would say, I've seen ghosts. Well, there you go. Hey, I've always said to Haley that I've seen ghosts as well. You fed... stop it, Nick. Hey, folks, Nick Smith said he thought he saw Bigfoot in Pittsburgh, but it turned out to be Mike McCarthy. Hey, too soon. And I'm sorry, Nick, if you didn't hear me. Not a fan to hire. Again, just because you're from Pittsburgh doesn't mean that you're going to be a great football coach. He was mediocre Mike. He has done nothing in 16 years. There's a reason nobody came, knock at my door. We'll be waiting for you where the kisses are. Hers and his. Three's company too. Why? But why, Nick? Why are you coming around? Nick, tell me. The fans want to know. Why are you coming around? He hasn't done anything in 16 years. Nobody else wanted him. He wants Aaron Rodgers back, which shows a bad judgment. So why do you want him? He did not develop Brett Favre. Dak Prescott was already the quarterback for Dallas when he got there. So what did he actually do? Basically, him and Mike Tomlin had the worst two winning percentages in playoff football in the past 20 or so years. You're literally getting another version of Mike Tomlin. So you got to tell me, why are you coming around without saying he's from Pittsburgh? That should not be a thing. Being from Pittsburgh does not mean you can coach the Pittsburgh Steelers, or else they better be calling me next. So tell us, Nick. I want to know why. Haley, listen, Haley, you want to talk ghost stories? We can go on. Trust me. I just had 2 people come up to me yesterday saying that they thought they saw a demon in their room. And they're not 2 people who would lie to me. So, I talked to them and just try to reason with them and what they could have saw. But yes, somebody tell me, again, a good reason why to hire Mike McCarthy. That's all I want to hear. A good reason. Because from Pittsburgh is not a good reason. Winning 1 Super Bowl in 2010 is not a good reason. I want a good reason. Because like I said, he did not look in good shape. He looked out of breath. I don't know what's happening on the sidelines. I want someone who's tough. That's what I want as a football coach. I want someone to yell and scream. Your job is not to be a friend. Your job is to win football games and go to Super Bowl. Mike McCarthy won regular season games and did nothing else. I don't need that in my life, folks. We've had enough of it with Mike Tomlin. So, get us a real coach. But yes, we'll get some, hey, you know what? We'll get some ghost stories on here. Why not? I love a good ghost story. Like I said, I've seen ghosts. There's been experiences where I feel like I've been around ghosts. You see her occasionally? Where do you see her at? In your house? Or where do you see her at, Haley? Where do you see her? And do you have a name for her? Because the ghost that I'm used to, her name was Claudia. And so Claudia was known for actually stealing people's hairbrushes. Now, as you can see, as I keep my hair short, I don't have any hairbrushes. So she ain't stealing my hairbrush. But that's what I knew her from. What time is it, folks? 3:36. It's always something, so scroll up a little in comments. Oh, okay. It's not as easy to scroll up, Haley. Let me see here. Let's see here. Of course. Oh! Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Haley. Well, Nick, but here's the deal, Nick. We don't have good offensive pieces. There are better what great offense? He had great quarterbacks. We don't have a great quarterback. We have a bad wide receivers. We don't have a very good line. Both our running backs are good, but I don't know they're very good at being number 1 running backs. He knew how to build a system 15 years ago, and did he really? Because Green Bay's had 3 great quarterbacks in a row. So did he really build anything at Green Bay? No. Because even Brett Favre went to 2 Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers went to 1. Well, yeah, I know, Haley. I know you like the Ravens. You're from the Baltimore area, but I'm from Pittsburgh. And so I get yelled at, and I got a lot yelled at yesterday in the Facebook because I was bad-mouthing the Mike McCarthy hire. So, but I like your hire. I like the Ravens hired. Okay, Nick, but we don't have great pieces either. And so, why hire Mike McCarthy? There's a reason why nobody else wanted him. Nobody wanted him. I don't want a coach that nobody else wants. I want someone who's young and dynamic. I felt like in the first 2 minutes he was going to pass out. That's not who I want on a team. It's going to take, our defense is done. Our defense is done. Well, we don't need a great quarterback, but we haven't had a great quarterback, so. Yes, Nick, we are. We are not a good power. We are not a good offense. We are not a high-powered offense. Our line is still debatable. Our receiving core is terrible. Our running backs are good catchers of the ball out, but neither one of them were getting 4 yards a carry. John Harbaugh did get fired, which, hey, you know what? But someone had to take the heat for Baltimore because it wasn't going to be Lamar. And Baltimore had a great offense. So the fact that they weren't winning, I do like the new hire, though, for Baltimore. So I actually don't mind who they hired. If Lamar stays healthy and Derrick Henry's still healthy and they get him another receiver, Baltimore should win. And we need 1 to 2 receivers. Tight ends are strong. Oh, let's stop down to tight ends. You never liked... I liked Harbaugh. Nick, Nick, well, Pat Freiermuth is okay, but he disappears sometimes. Now, we didn't always throw him the ball, but he does not always run the best route. Jonnu Smith is a joke, and Darnell is... So we have 2 good tight ends. 2. And not great, good tight ends. We need quite a few more receivers, and our offensive line is shady at times, because our offensive line cannot run block. And McCarthy is not known as doing a great offensive line. To me, we're competing 5 to 7 years. And McCarthy, that's not why I don't want him for 5 to 7 years. I want a young guy. Very young line, but how long can we say a young line? That's every year. They're a young line. Very young line. Very young line. Broderick Jones has done nothing. And honestly, I don't know if he's going to come back. I don't know if we're going to extend him. Zach Frazier's, okay. He had bad snaps. Nick, I don't care. They're professional athletes. You're a professional athlete. You don't get the chance. Professional athletes, you're paid millions of dollars. You get good that year. Folks, we'll keep chatting, but I got to go to break here. So let's go to commercial break. If you're on the Facebook or TikTok, stay on. I'll keep yelling about stuff. So, but don't worry. Keep on listening. Keep on supporting here on WIXQ. Don't forget to you. So no, folks, I disagree on that. I do. I don't see it. Again,